What's happening, guys? Hello, welcome to those who are joining. We'll let everyone jump in on here. I'm going to back this up just a little bit. Um, it's a little bright right there, but it's not what everyone else is referring to as a diva light. That is natural sunlight coming in. So welcome to those who are just joining. Um, for those of you who are new, I just want to thanks for those hearts. For those of you who are new, little housekeeping before I start introducing myself and the topic and everything there. As you can see, there's hearts right here. When you tap on the screen, they'll show hearts. The color refers to your profile color. At the bottom here, you can make comments. And if you slide right on an iPhone or up on an Android, you'll be able to share this broadcast out to your friends. You'll also be able to see who else is in the chat. And if you tap on their name, you'll actually be able to see their profile and also follow them as well. So it's pretty cool. Thank you guys for those hearts. So I want you guys to comment first off, before I even get more into myself there, is just comment and be able to, let me try to transition just a little bit to get a little bit less light. There we go. But just make sure to comment. I want you to be able to interact with me so that I'm not just sitting here talking to you. So the question I put out there is, what's holding you back from posting or scoping or commenting? So I really want you to answer that in the comments down below. You can also shout out your name, put in bold if you can, so that way you can read it out. But also where you're from, that's a huge one for me when you put where you're from, because of the fact that it not only tells me where you're from, but it tells others so that you might be able to meet somebody who's in your area and help connect with offline. So, who am I? My name is Ed Troxel. I'm your creative consultant. Welcome, California in the house. I am located in Northern California, and I'm your creative consultant. I help you think outside the box. I help inspire and motivate you to do more and to get out there and work with you in your business. And I even actually work with a lot of people that don't have a business yet, but they're headed that way and they need direction and guidance. So I do that on a daily basis, both with friends and clients. So welcome. So that's pretty much what I do. I keep really busy. Scoping has become an addiction. Soon we'll be having scope addiction meetings, I'm sure. But what's great about scoping is that it's just me and you. I'm glad that you feel the same way. And I thank you for commenting and jumping in with those hearts. What's great is Kelsey's in the house. I got to point out real quick that Kelsey is new to scoping and has just recently hit me up on text earlier and was like, "It's your fault. I'm addicted to scoping now. I have turned on so many people to scoping and now they can't get rid of it." Guys, the last 3 nights I've been thinking of taking the night off so I can just sit down on the couch and watch some Netflix and just totally tune out and not worry about anything. I have made it as far as the couch in the last 3 nights. I made it as far as the couch and turning on the TV. And then, of course, back to the computer and back to scoping. It's great. I mean, I love it. There's no doubt about it. It's creative. It's fun stuff. It's things that I like to do, so I don't consider it work. And that's the creative part inside of me. So I'm okay with it. It's fun. But it is great to be able to get on here. The worst is when you start having dreams about yeah. So I haven't gotten to the dream part yet. I'm sure that's in the near future. So what I wanted to really talk about, and I love that you guys are so interactive right now because this is the whole point of scoping, and it's great because the question I put out there, is what's holding you back? So this is a topic that I've been talking about a lot with some of my clients, for the fact that there's social media, this and that, and you have to be on this socials platform, you have to be on this one, you have to be commenting here, you need to be posting here, you need to be videoing this, you need to be copying that, cropping this, tagging this, hashtag that, hashtag scopes, all this. It's overwhelming, I know. And that's why at the end of the day, you're just like, forget it. I'm not even going to do it. There's just too much. If you would have asked me to do one thing, I would have done that. If you would ask me to do another, I would have done that. And it's not even about asking. Sometimes it's about camera shy. Exactly, Kelsey. And not knowing what to say. So that's the big part, right? Is you're not sure what to say. So if we stick to just scoping for a second, you're live. So you have to be in front of the camera. I hate being in front of the camera. What you're seeing right now has taken practice. Definitely a lot of practice. I am not normally like this on camera. This is how I am in real life, and because I've been scoping, I've been doing this even more so in real life, and it's really, really cool to be able to have the real me come out on the video like this, and to really not be shy anymore. If you would have not known me before I did scoping, I'm pretty shy if I don't know you. Once I know you, I'm comfortable, and this is who I am, and I'm just going to joke around with you a lot, and it's a good time. But if I don't really know you, I'm pretty quiet and shy. So this has taken weeks on Periscope for me to get this comfortable, and I don't have someone next to me right now. The last scope, if you guys didn't catch it, I actually did yesterday, was an awesome scope. There was 2 of them, and it was so great. Thank you, Kelsey, that it was awesome to have my friend Ciara on there, who's also doing a business of her own. I got to help her out with some graphic design feedback and things like that. So if you missed that episode, you really want to check it out. You can definitely see it over on our my website, edtroxelcreative.com. Just click on Scope School, and that's where you'll have a list of recaps that I cover for these videos. So I have these catching over on catch.me. That's katch.me. That's automatic, but what I've done on my website, to talk about that for a second, is on my website I've created a page called Scope School, where I will follow up to all these scopes that I do and have a little recap there for you, with the link to the recap video, but also more importantly have links to resources that I cover. That's what I do. I like to be a resource to people. I like to connect people and get them to the right person and get them the best solution. So that's why I decided Scope School. It came to me actually late at night, so it wasn't quite a dream. It was before I went to bed, but it came to me and I had to work on it right away, and I threw it up on my website. And I was like, I want this to be a spot where everyone can come to and not go, let me try to figure out what did he say? Let me go watch the replay. Let me go try to Google that and let's figure this out. And what is that? No, I just cut that out. I just put it on the website. So all you got to do is go to edtroxelcreative.com, click on Scope School, and it's right there. Boom. So that way you have one spot that you're going to. And it's okay if you mess up on here. So getting back to our spot about being shy and being on camera. It's okay. It's live, and you're going to mess up. You can't let that scare you. You can't let that deter you from getting on here. As long as you have a purpose and you have a topic that you want to cover, that's going to really drive you. I hope that these will help you get ideas for topics. I have a long list of topics in my Trello board, which I'll provide that link in the show notes, to Trello, because that's a great board that I use online to keep track of different projects and have different lists, and it's amazing. And so I have a whole bunch of titles on there of things I want to scope about, things I want to blog about, all of that. So I fit right in the category sometimes, a lot of the times actually I should say, if we're being honest, with this title and with you guys. I have so much I want to talk about and so many things I want to do. How do I go about them? What do I post? When do I post it? How do I post it? It's like all these things run through your mind. So even if you're someone like me who's been doing this a little bit and is a little bit more comfortable, you still have those things that go on, and you still have the thinking, and you wonder, okay, should I post that now? Should I post it later? Well, what if I say it now? Who's going to see it later? So all of that, and the right hashtags and all of that stuff, all of that goes into that thinking. So I'm right there with you. The best thing you can do is just start writing those down and just start taking one at a time and doing them. For instance, this was the show topic I wanted to cover today, and I've had it in my mind all day. But here's the fun thing, and I always look at things, it happens for a reason and all that kind of stuff. I was just on Coach Glitter's Scope, which if you're not following her, you should. You can find her. I'll put it in the show notes on Scope School. But Coach Glitter was just literally talking about this, and I was like, this is the thing I'm going to scope about. I love it. So it's cool to be able to get those like positive reinforcements naturally that this is what I really needed to talk about. So just keep that open mind and keep thinking about what it is that you want to post and where you want to post it, because it's going to make a huge difference. If you have a quote that you want to post, chances are you're not going to want to scope. However, if it's a quote that you wanted to talk about and you really wanted to like just there's meaning behind it and things like that, or you can tie it in somehow, you could scope about it. That could totally be legit. But chances are you're going to want to put that either on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn if it's a business one. Chances are you're probably not going to put it on Instagram unless you have a good visual behind it, or you make a nice little, graphic looking thing. Who says that? So if you get what I'm catch my drift there, is that you got to pick what you want to do and then see what the best platform will be for it. If you've been following me, or if you start to follow me, which you can slide to the right and on an iPhone, or slide up on an Android and hit my profile and then hit follow. If you've been doing that, or if you're going to, you'll notice that lately on the Instagram, I have been starting to put video clips from Periscope. So the interview that I did yesterday with Sarah, we actually did 2 scopes because we just couldn't get enough after the first one. And then I went through last night and started chopping up some of it to give, 15-second clip here for Instagram, a 6-minute clip here for the website, things like that. So that it breaks it up. So I did one thing, well, 2 technically, 2 scopes on one device, and I was able to save it. And then I was able to export it and go into iMovie on my Mac and really chop it up and do what I wanted with it. I uploaded it to YouTube. I left it on YouTube so that if somebody's on YouTube and they come across it, great. But guess what? I'm not directing people to my YouTube channel. Anybody know why? Anybody? I'm going to tell you why. Because I sat there for a second, and it was probably about a second or two, and I thought, why am I not directing people to my YouTube channel? And it was because if I'm on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram and I'm telling people to check out my video, I'm telling them to leave that platform and go to another platform. So they're leaving social or Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, and they're going to YouTube. Then they're seeing my video there, which is great, right? But it's just going to be cluttered with other things on YouTube. Now, what I did was I made sure to upload to YouTube, leave it there, and then take that video and add it to my website under Scope School so that now you can continue to keep coming back to my website. Not so much about the hits of the website, but the fact that you have one central place to keep coming back to. Remember, your website is your home base. Website, think of it as your old desktop computer. It's the hub. It's the main spot where you want everything to be. And then you have your laptop or your iPhone or your iPad that gets you by during the day until you come back to the computer at night. So that's what it's about, guys. You have to remember that. And I think a lot of us easily forget that. And we really, the market is so crowded that we don't really revert back to our website. We know we need to have one. We know that we need to make it look a little decent, which, keep in mind, a website's never going to be perfect. You can always work on it. It's a work in progress. It should be at least decent, though. But the thing is that you want everyone to come back to your website. That's the main hub. So I just really want to make sure that you guys remember that and think a little bit before starting to post things. Like, what are you asking your followers to do, or your friends or potential followers and friends to do, and why are you doing that? Another great example that I did yesterday was on my Instagram. I posted a picture asking people to come watch the scope, but I gave them a reason of why I wanted them to do that, because I can't do it in 15 seconds. I'm going to see that real quick. Struggle keeping up with email list. Email list is huge, so I'm right there with you. Email list is big. That would definitely be a great show topic. It's one that I will be honest, it's a lot to cover with that. And that's another reason why you want to direct them to your website, right? Because let me finish that other thought real quick, is that, the reason why I had people on Instagram, I asked them to go look at me here on Periscope, was I gave them a reason in the actual description. I said, the reason why I'm asking you to do this is because I can't cover all this in 15 seconds. But if you check me out on Periscope, I can give you a lot more and we can interact more. I'm not giving up on my Instagram. Instagram's my thing. But Periscope is where I can really get interactive with you and just keep going, and have this interaction. So it's fantastic. So right now, Periscope and Instagram are right there with my website being in the middle. So talking about email lists briefly is another reason why you want to post. You want to post on your website. You want to drive people to your website. It's your home base. Because guess what? When you get people to your website, that's when you can start building your email list. Here's a great example, right? I just came up with my first ebook on 7 basic steps, learn 7 basic steps to Instagram. You can get it. It's free. It's on my website. It's even on the homepage. You click on there, you put in your info, and then you get a free download. It's awesome. I love the feedback too. If you do download it, send me feedback on it. Tell me what you think about it, what you like, what you didn't like, what you think it should have. I'm open to feedback. It's only going to help strengthen and encourage me to do better. You can't just say, "Oh, it was great." No, why was it great? Or, "No, I didn't really like it." Well, why didn't you like it? So that way I can improve. How else am I going to know my strengths and my opportunities? How else am I going to deliver good content to you guys? I need to know that. So that's the great thing about remembering that your website is your home base. You need to remember that, and that's why you want to make sure, just like at your regular house in real life, you clean your house, hopefully you clean your house, before you have company over, right? Or before you have a big party. Think of your website as that house that you need to keep clean because you're always having people over. You're having a party house and you want to make sure every time somebody walks through that front door, it looks just as good from the first person to the 100th person. So just be sure that you do that. That's the importance of the website part. And so that's the importance of posting. I don't care if you're posting on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or scoping. It doesn't matter. Just do it, and ask yourself, what are you providing? What do you know? It doesn't all have to be business. I'm just passionate about that and helping you guys get to where you want. Future scope topics, clean website design. Exactly. Yes, clean website design. You know that we're going to get some graphic designers to jump in on these scopes here pretty soon. Hint, hint. So basically, and speaking of that real quick, I do have quite a few people that I have lined up. We just have to set dates to do more of these interviews on here because that's what I love to do. I love having people on. I love sharing stories. All of that gets me pumped up and helps get me to where I need to be and helps get you to where you want to be. You're going to hear this constantly from me. Teamwork equals success. And it's always quality over quantity. So I'm not about the followers necessarily in terms of the numbers. That's going to come because I'm going to deliver good quality content. So I'm not trying to make this a popularity contest. That's not who I am. I'm a firm believer in delivering what I know and helping you get where you need to get to. And in exchange, the numbers will follow. And I know that's going to work. And that's how you got to think. So when you ask yourself, why am I scared to post? You got to think about it. Think about the topic. Think about the platform you're going to post on. And then just post or just scope. It doesn't matter. You're always going to have people that don't like you or that really love you. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You just have to know what you're doing and go with it. And be open to feedback and be open to helping others. Because I'll tell you, there's a lot of people going around, or talk around people these days where they really don't want to help others. They don't. They think it's just me. And I got to tell you, you guys are going to be left behind, because if you're got the me only attitude, that it's not going to work. You're not going to get far. You need to have the attitude of working as a team with your friends, your family, your people that have the same interest. And don't be afraid of people that don't have necessarily the same interests. You want diversity in that. You want to be able to pull from different pools of talent and be able to understand a little bit about everything. That's what I like to do. That's why I'm a good resource, because of the fact that I like to know a little bit about everything. Therefore, I can provide better value to more people. So that's really what it's about, you guys, is just posting. I could be on here all night talking about this stuff, and I know your time's valuable, and I don't want to waste your time. So that's why I'm appreciative of you guys being here and commenting and sharing and really just helping out, because again, I can only reach so many people, and it's up to those people then to spread that knowledge and to share that out, so that way they can feel comfortable. And I know for a fact that a lot of the people that I work with, the clients that I work with, they're not all on this Periscope, and they're not all on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. Great message. Thank you. That's the thing. People are starting to get on these social platforms, but the majority of my clients haven't even gone on one yet, or if they have, they haven't gone on to get that one nailed down, so that they can move on to the other one. So I realize that a lot of those people aren't on these yet. So that's why it's up to you guys who are actually on here and are one step ahead to be sure to share things that you like, whether it's my scope or somebody else's scope. I don't really care. I just want you to be sure to help provide that value to others who may not be up to par yet. I'm just getting all these other people up on here, and they're loving it, and they're enjoying it, and they're starting to branch out, and getting their Twitter, and then they're getting their Periscope, because you want to get Twitter and then sign in with your Twitter account to Periscope, because it's so much easier. And it's just nice to have that and to be able to get new, fresh blood on social media, and that opens a whole new world to them. And it doesn't matter what your age is. So if you have to share this out, which I hope you do, but if you share this out to somebody or on your networks, and you have older clientele in your networks or younger clientele, I hope that you send this out and show them, excuse me, at least at this part, it doesn't matter what your age is. It's all good. The fact that you're on here and you want to learn, thank you for inviting others. The fact that you want to learn and be learning something new is huge. You don't have to be perfect at it. You want to know something new, and you want to be able to see what's going on in the world. That's the beauty of social media. It's being active, being online, and being present, and making sure that you get your message out there. And that could be every little thing from hanging out, in the kitchen baking something, to providing motivational tips, to helping you think outside the box, being creative, showing different ads and why you like them or why you don't. I mean, whatever your gig is, you'll have something. Everyone's good at something. Even if you don't think you are, you are. And if you need to have positive reinforcement, then you need to hit me up on my website or Twitter or whatever. So that's the big thing, guys. And speaking of social media platforms and the website, going back to that email building list, again, the whole point of having them go to your website is so that you can get those emails and build your email list and provide quality content on your website and keep it clean for everyone, clean and simple on your website. But if you'll find the words if you're passionate about the topic. Exactly, Kelsey. Thank you for pointing that out. So building that email list is great. It is on my Twitter. I haven't changed it on the Periscope, but it's edtroxelcreative.com. So it's my first name, my last name, Troxell, and then creative.com. If you click on my profile when you slide to the right or up on an Android, it should allow you to view profile, and it should let you see that, but I will check that after the scope here. Thank you for telling me that. Totally appreciate it. Thank you, Kelsey, for putting that in the comments. Again, I'll recap a couple resources for you in the Scope School over on my website, like Trello, for those who are curious, and adding Coach Glitter actually is already on my Scope School. If you want to see the top 10 people you should be following, there's an article on there. And what's great about that is I want you to add in the comments who you are following or who you want us to check out, because this is a community. This is not just one-on-one. I'm interacting with a bunch of you guys, and I love it, and I want to know more about who's on here and how they're doing and what they're doing, because right now it's still like secret. It's still like underground party. You know, we're all waiting for that DJ to show up, and right now we're all just kind of like hanging out, you know, listening to our iPods playing in the background, just, you know, dancing a little bit, but nothing's really kicked off yet. So be sure to start scoping now. You don't want to wait till later, because it's going to just be noisier and more cluttered. You know, I'm jumping on all these different scopes, and it feels like family, because I'm like, hey, what's up, you know, Coach Glitter, or hey, what's up, Shalene, and all these people. And those are a couple that have big followings, but even other people on here, I'm like, cool, they know me by name now. They know who I am. You know, they're saying, what's up, Ed? You know, it makes me feel comfortable and at home. And that's probably why I'm so natural about this right now, is because I've done enough to get me to this point that I feel confident in what I'm delivering. And again, you're going to have people that are not always going to like what you have to say, and that's fine. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So, you know, you're just going to have to go with it and just enjoy that, and have fun with knowing someone's going to tell you that, because it's not about beating around the bush. You just need to be direct and just tell them. And you got to be okay with accepting that and knowing that. So just keep that in mind when you're posting. Again, don't be afraid of it. Think about what you want to post and where you want to post it, and just post it and just go for it, you know. And think about your titles. Titles are going to be huge. I won't go on too long because I know it's getting late and I want to let you guys go, but this is great interaction. But you got to have great titles, right? So look at titles that maybe on scopes that you've been on and you saw a lot of people in there, or look at titles inside books. I haven't really looked at the titles in here for a while in this positioning book, but it is a marketing book, so I figure it's got to have good titles. But look inside books and look at their index. See what titles actually stand out to you, and then see if you can tweak them a little bit. Got that from my buddy Nathan over there. Thanks, Nathan. I appreciate that. I'll also have him in the show notes. Let me just read this real quick. Share positive messages like his. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just really, really encourage you to, you know, start looking at books in a different way. Start reading the index and seeing like what catches your eye. Like, what titles are there? How could you change those to work with your content? So that way you can get people to see your good quality content. Because remember, we want quality, we don't want quantity. If you got nothing to post that's going to be quality, then don't post it, because it's just a waste of time and it's just going to clutter up people's feeds, and then they're going to stop following you. And then when you actually post something good, it's not going to work. So make sure to make it quality and that you have a good message with it. So anyway, I want to let you guys go. I would love to stay on here and talk. I need some water, but I really appreciate those who have joined and have been going, and really keep up the energy. And I really hope that you continue to follow and continue to check things out and send show topic ideas towards me, because I really want to know what you guys want me to cover, because like I said, I have a long list of things, which I'm starting to now get on the ball with that. But you know how it is. It's just like in regular day. You have a conversation with someone and you're like, oh, there, I'm going to have that scope. That's going to be my scope for today. Not the one I had actually scheduled for 12 o'clock, you know. So keep that in mind too. You can schedule things in your planner, and you can kind of think about what you want to do, but also be open to having things that are more relevant jump in the front of the line and do that, and kind of keep an open mind about that. So I hope this helped pump you up and get you prepared to start posting, scoping, tweeting, Instagramming, hashtagging, whatever you want to do. I just hope that it got you pumped and that you're ready to do it. And if you are going to start posting, like, tag me on there. I want to see how the post went. You know, I'm really big on Instagram and Twitter, like I said. So just hit me up on there and let's see it. I wanna engage with you guys, and I'll do my best to keep up with you guys, because I do a lot. And finding time to scope is like priority because I really want to get the message out to you guys in between my meetings and hanging out with clients and really enjoying what I do. Notice that I said hanging out with my clients, not necessarily working with my clients, because I consider the hanging out part as work because I love what I do, and so it's not really work. It's really kind of a hangout session. So enjoy your guys' night. It's Friday. I'm sure you got plans for the weekend. I will see you guys tomorrow. Chances are I'm not going to scope again tonight. I'm really going to try to make it to that couch and just hang out and let ideas brew, because that's the other beauty of letting yourself relax and just try to zone out or disconnect, is that your creativity starts to build up. But now that I'm pumped off of this, who knows what's going to happen. So you guys have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow, and thank you so much for engaging and being on here, and I hope everything works out, and we'll see you guys soon, all right? Take care.